Captain's log, stardate.
This Monday night at...
WNDS Sports and Tri-State Megabucks present Stars and Strikes Doubles. Stars and Strikes Doubles is sponsored in part by Somerville Lumber. Stars and Strikes Doubles is produced in conjunction with the New Hampshire Campbellton Bowling Association. And now your hosts, Doug Brown and Dan Murphy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome again to Stars and Strikes Doubles here at the Londonderry Bowling Center. Doug Brown along with Dan Murphy, and we are, of course, at semifinal week. We hope you enjoyed the singles semifinal earlier today, and now it's time to do it all again in doubles.
Oh, that's right. Still trying to get one team to win 2 matches in a row, and it doesn't get any easier as we get along.
And we are left with our top 3 seeded teams as our final 3 teams in this doubles series. So let's introduce the 2 teams that you're going to be watching this afternoon here on Stars and Strikes Doubles in our semifinal match. First of all, our number 3 seeds back to try and win their 2nd match in a row from East Boston, Mass, Bruno DeFeo, and his partner from Claremont, New Hampshire, Steve Vadney.
Okay, Bruno comes in averaging 124. His roll-off score is 683. Steve Vadney comes in averaging 128. Roll-off score 678.
And last week, Bruno and Steve had to eke out a very narrow win over Al Bolduc and Bob Whitcomb, finally taking it 348 to 337. So by virtue of that, they move into today's semifinals against our number 2 seeds, and they are from Hudson, New Hampshire, Mike Poulin, and his partner from Lynn, Massachusetts, Mike Morgan.
Okay, Mike Poulin comes in averaging 127. Roll-off score 690, and Mike Morgan 126 and 688.
Okay, and the runners-up in this week's show will take home 3rd prize money. The winning team, of course, will come back next Sunday afternoon to go for the series championship against our top-seeded team. More on that, and then the first of our 3 strings of doubles bowling here on Stars and Strikes Doubles right after these words. Don't go away.
I'm renovating my kitchen, and when you're doing that, you got to get it right the first time. It's your kitchen, so Somerville Lumber, they're the kitchen design experts. They've got everything, the largest selection, the lowest prices, and I love this, free delivery. I'm really personally proud. I stuck with it, and I did have a little help with Somerville Lumber, but I mean, I tell everybody that, but I know that they helped me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rich Little as Little Bo Peep.
Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep, and my staff can't find them. I'm selling Tri-State Megabucks tickets. Please go out and buy some.
A beautiful resuscitation.
The man is an incredible talent.
Get your Tri-State Megabucks tickets today. You could be rich for just a little.
The Hurlburt family has been selling Nissans in New England for over 20 years. They're renowned for having a dealership with a family atmosphere.
I'm Jeff Hurlburt. When you come to our dealership, not only will you see great cars like this all-new 93 Altima, but we'll sell you a car for a price the other dealers wouldn't dream of.
I'm Roy. We also have an outstanding inventory of used cars, including trucks, vans, four-wheel drives, and utility vehicles.
I'm Paul. Thanks to everyone who's bought from us, and I hope more of you come see us soon.
Hurlburt Nissan, both sides of the Epping Road in Exeter.
Bedrock, Easy Rock, Punk Rock, Easy Rock, Scotch on the Rocks, Easy Rock, Moon Rock. In New Hampshire, there's all kinds of rock, but there's only one Easy Rock. Easy Rock 105.5.
As I mentioned, there are 3 teams left, the top 3, as we move into the semifinals here on Stars and Strikes Doubles. Bruno DeFeo and Steve Vadney will move into the semifinals today against Mike Poulin and Mike Morgan. And then the survivors from this week will move on to the finals next week against that top-seeded team, Gary Carrington and Joe Ashline. So here we go. Steve Vadney will begin this match. And he'll begin it with a very tough split.
6-7-9. Not much to do here except try for the 6-pin on the right-hand side. See if you can just jump everything from right to left. Well, if the wood comes out far enough, he may have another option.
Just have to wait it out here. Looks like maybe a red line play, perhaps?
I don't think so. He's going to try to catch it and have it come back, but the problem was a 6-pin. I think I still probably would have elected to try the 6-pin on the right-hand side, but you never know. When you get a piece of wood moving, sometimes it'll come back for you. It's a 10 box, though, and we're underway. Semi-final week. And if it's anything like the last 2 weeks, stick around, because they've been some exciting matches right down to the final frames both weeks. Everything but the 8-pin for Steve Vadney.
And the spare squarely on it for the mark. And leading off for the team of Poulin and Morgan is Mike Poulin.
There it goes.
Yes, for the strike.
Solid 9-pin drop, left the 7-pin, and he got some help coming back from the right piece of wood. Right there. Just enough.
Mike Poulin was with us in singles competition early last month, dropping a match to Brian Uphold. Overall for Mike, this is his 14th appearance on Stars and Strikes, and he punches right through. Takes the 9 box. Bruno DeFeo. Teaming with Steve Vadney, Bruno picked up his first win on the Winds last week. And he's right on the head pin, spare leave, the 3-6.
Sliding by to the right. Interesting, last week I was talking to Bob Whitcomb after the match, and of course he was disappointed they didn't convert that 4-8 in the last box. So I asked him, I said, when you're shooting 2 pins like that, you're just trying to split them? And the answer was yes. And I said, you know, people ask me that, and I said, no, I'm shooting the object pin. If you go by the 4-pin in his case, which is the object pin, your chances of making it are slim and none.
Big strike, Bruno DeFeo.
I think he's going to change his thinking. Shoot for the object pin. The rest will take care of itself. Strike on spare.
It's actually a 10 box and then the strike, of course, for Bruno DeFeo. Mike Morgan for his first 2 boxes of the day. And he's just got the 8-10.
Another routine spare leave.
Mike is from Lynn. He and his wife Kathleen have a son Michael, and Mike works at General Electric. And he'll take an 8.
8-10 still stands.
Mike was last with us in the spring. He was also in the doubles tournament of champions.
7-pin.
He combined with Paul St. Pierre. They won 2 matches and then lost to Steve Vadney and Joe Ashline, who eventually went on to win the tournament of champions. Spare for Mike in the 4th.
A little sigh of relief there on Mike, because he didn't want to hit that wood at all next to the 7-pin. Got a piece of it, but not enough to deflect the ball. Still was able to manage the spare. Steve Vadney working on the strike.
There's a double. There's a double strike. Oh, that was, you could almost tell as soon as that ball hit that it was going to be close.
goes quick. Right there. Looking for 3 in a row. Not going to happen. Well, wait a minute.
No, way off target that time.
Not like Steve Vadney to be that far off his object pin. Going for the head pin that time. And didn't get the full benefit of that double strike. 6 on the first one, 6 on the second, and then a 7 frame.
Now Mike Poulin to fill the mark left by his partner Mike Morgan. He's right on the head pin, leaves the triangle.
That triangle being the 3, the 5, and the 6. Had the diamond at first, and the 9 pin went down. In fact, the 9 pin I think is laying behind the 3. Another pin standing. Light hit there, doesn't carry the 6.
And the 10 for Mike. So the lead is 18 for DeFeo and Vadney through the first 5. Very full that time, punching out the 158.
Probably go after the 2-4, because if you undercut it, you have a chance of hitting the 9 pin and then coming back. No, hit the object pin, the 2, but that's all he got was just the 2 pin. Still looking at 6 pins. And a 7.
Matching the 7 put up there by Steve Vadney. So here's Bruno DeFeo now. He's a little full also.
Well, not an easy spare here. The 3, the 7, the 10. The unfortunate part of it, if he tries to cut the 3 on the right-hand side, he may cap that wood, which would probably cost him the 10 pin.
No. Well, you got the 7-10. Missed the object pin, though. Our participating sponsor in this series on Stars and Strikes Doubles, the fine people at Somerville Lumber, where you can get it right the first time. Visit Somerville Lumber for all your home improvement needs. Bruno's back in more of a pocket hit this time, but he's still got a split, although with the wood everywhere, this one could go.
It's a 3-9 and all kinds of lumber around and in between it. But he also has the 7 pin. Get everything moving from right to left.
Yes, takes the top of that 7 pin in the corner. Fine spare for Bruno.
Actually, the 3 pin is the pin that finally took out the 7.
4 marks for the team of DeFeo and Vadney.
Another look at Mike Morgan.
Started to talk about Mike's appearances in the doubles tournament of champions last spring. Of course, he won the singles tournament of champions. Came in as the number 4 seed in that event in the spring and won 4 consecutive matches. Glenn LeBlanc, Tom Morgan, his brother, Dave Richards, and Paul Berger in order to win the Tournament of Champions. And the first 3 of those matches, he threw 400 triples. The first one was a 455. Mike back in the pocket. This time leaves the 5 and the 8.
Wants that wood to turn, and it does somewhat. It's still going to be a delicate shot. It's a situation we almost want to slow the ball down so the pin doesn't jump.
Well, it looked like he did a little bit. Maybe took just a bit off that ball.
Drove it right straight back. Matches the spare put up by Bruno DeFeo for his partner Steve Vadney, who will finish the first game.
first two matches in this series have gone right down to the final box. And a 10. 124 through 9.
This is the best opening game we've had this entire ladder so far.
Steve looks down at the 4 horseman right plus the 7-pin. Piece of wood in between. Just a little off target, though.
Be up over 130, already at 132.
And it'll stay at 132 for the team of Vadney and DeFeo. And they would figure to have the lead after one unless Mike Poulin could put a couple of strikes back to back here. First thing he's got to think of is just big fill on this mark in the 8th, and he goes right through the center. And I remember as a kid we used to call this the double pinochle. Does anybody call that anymore? Call it that anymore? That's what I always heard that
really?
This was.
No,
yeah.
I really don't. I've never heard it. Is that somewhere in Marblehead terminology?
I guess so, yeah. I don't know. Just one of those silly little things you remember from
well, if it came from Marblehead, there was nothing silly about it. It was probably fact. Well, Mike Poulin will need a double strike if he's going to catch the 132 after game number 1. That's not going to happen, but he can get it an awful lot closer if he can pick up the 3 and the 6 for a spare.
Yes, right on it.
Well, with a strike, he would come with an 8.
Each team with 4 marks. Each team, in fact, with, no, I was going to say each team with 3 spares and a strike, but DeFeo and Vadney have 2 of each. And it's an 8 fill for Mike Poulin in the 10th, so 122 is the total there, and a 10-pin lead for Steve Vadney and Bruno DeFeo. After one game, we're back with game 2 in a minute.
Bad credit, no problem. If you're tired of getting the runaround from other car dealers, Jim Witt Motors and Constitutional Financing can help. Just listen.
We had to declare bankruptcy after our son got sick, and it sure has been tough reestablishing our credit. But Jim Witt Motors was great. They helped us finance a great used car with a reasonable down payment, and now we're all on the road to recovery.
Let us help you reestablish your credit. Come see us at Jim Witt Motors, 1365 Middlesex Street in Lowell.
Today's hot new country favorites are on 97.5 WOKQ.
Don't rock the jukebox. I feel lucky. Yeah.
Here's a quarter. Thunder roll. For great mornings and today's country favorites, 10 in a row, it's 97.5 WOKQ.
I think that the hard work every time is the difference. When I stand on a starting line, I always tell myself, I deserve it most. I've worked the hardest. I've believed the most. Every single day, I train hard and work hard. And when race day comes, the work is done, and it's time to just prove how good I am.
These days, New Hampshire people are working harder than ever. And at New Dartmouth Bank, we're working hard to earn your business with innovative banking products and personal service. We're working hard to be your bank.
Well, who's this? Would you guess? We'll just kind of leave that sitting there for a few seconds, see if anybody can guess who that is.
I guess you can rule you and me out.
Yeah, I guess so. Because we never looked that good. Mike Morgan starts game 2.
Oh, he
Boy,
wants
big
that
first ball and
wood to
9-10.
stick around.
Yep.
Doesn't want that wood to roll off. In fact, the one that's moving to the left, he wants that one to stay around because I think that's the one that has the best angle. Well, it'll be interesting to see which one he tries. He could try both of them and get them both moving from left to right.
They're buzzing all around.
Oh, they are.
Oh, he tried to go as far left as he could, and he just went a little bit too far. That's what he was trying to do, and it was there. Well, that's got to be a little frustrating.
Watch him just clips the 10-pin from behind. Moves over to lane 29.
Skip that one a little bit.
I guess I'll ask the question. I'm sure people at home want to know. And who else to ask for you, Doug? Because you have all the answers. Why do we go from 30 to 29 instead of 29 to 30?
You really don't know?
No, I really don't.
Because there is a good reason for that.
There is. I know there is. That's why we do it. Yes, right. We don't do anything that isn't a good reason for doing. Why is that?
Well, I'll tell you, but I'll let the suspense build for a few minutes.
Okay.
How's that? See if people at home can guess why. Because if you'll note, we do the similar pattern at Park Place Lanes. We start on 32. When a bowler goes up, he starts on lane 32 and then moves to lane 31.
Right. Because we're not smart enough to know that it goes the other way.
No, that's a good guess, but it's not the right reason. Bruno DeFeo trying to make the cut shot here. Oh, too good.
There's a situation where if the wood wasn't there, he might have made that one.
And for the 10. Bruno and Steve Vadney lead by 10 coming in. Watch this now. Wood right behind it.
Right behind it, and it caused the 2-pin to go right to the left side, right sidewall.
Have a lot of people really asked you that?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so.
Oh, I could have lied. Nice try by Bruno.
Boy, 2 good tries there. He could as easily have had 2 marks. And it'll be a 9. So nothing's changed in the first 2 boxes of this game. And Mike Poulin steps up again. Mike from Hudson, New Hampshire. He and his wife Judy have 3 sons. 8-year-old Stephen, 7-year-old Tommy, and 5-year-old David. In fact, Tommy just had his 7th birthday.
Seems like only yesterday we're just born. Time.
So happy birthday to Tommy recently. And a spare for his dad in the 3rd. Oh, right in the pocket. There they go.
That time he covered all of them.
Crossed over for the left-hander into the 1-3 pocket. Strike on spare for Mike Poulin, and now Steve Vadney to try and answer. Drifted off to the right. It could have been a lot worse. Looked like it might have been a half Worcester when it started. One, 2, 7, and 8 with Wood in back. And Steve's waiting out the wood. Just a little too fine on the outside of the head pin.
Ooh, was able to catch the wood as it's going by. But he's really pushed the ball those last 2 balls.
The match dead even right now. And with the strike up by Mike Poulin, Steve Vadney will be looking to put up a mark to match it. Oh, here's a funny leave.
The 1, the 2, the 8, and the 9. 1, the 3, the 8, and the 9. 2 jumped over, now the 3 pins.
I don't know if I've ever seen that leave before. Steve gave it a run, but the 8 pin is still there. And it's a 10 box, and we will take a timeout. We'll reveal all of the answers that we've raised in the last couple of minutes, the picture that you saw a minute ago, and why we do the things the way we do. All of this and more coming up on Stars and Strikes Doubles. Don't go away.
When I decided to renovate my bathroom, and I had chosen Somerville lumber mainly because of the savings there and the selection, which is incredibly big. And on top of that, it's free delivery. And now that it's done, my sense of accomplishment, I feel like I could do like anything. I may attack the kitchen. Save yourself some aggravation and just go to Somerville Lumber and know that you are getting it right the first time. I didn't feel like I was lost. And look at it. It's beautiful in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rich Little as Little Bo Peep.
Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep, and my staff can't find them. I'm selling Tri-State Megabucks tickets. Please go out and buy some.
A beautiful resuscitation.
The man is an incredible talent.
Get your Tri-State Megabucks tickets today. You could be rich for just a little.
Have you heard about the change at Light 92.5 FM?
Light 92.5 now plays nothing but the best light rock of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and today.
With less talk and fewer interruptions than ever before.
And Light plays no hard rock, but no boring background music either.
So join the switch to the new Light 92.5 FM, WLYT.
Dairy Wayside Furniture is your local family store for Lazy Boy products. The holiday season is upon us, and Dairy Wayside Furniture has Lazy Boy recliners value priced from just $278. Don't compromise. We have a complete selection at discount prices. Choose a model in stock or custom order the style that's right for you. Stop by and let the Khalil family introduce you to the complete Lazy Boy product line. Dairy Wayside Furniture, Route 28, Derry.
Mike Morgan now is going to work on a strike here left by his partner, Mike Poulin, in the 4th. This is game 2. And whatever Mike puts on this strike will be the lead for the team. Just 3 so far. The 1, 8, and 9. For a spare. Oh, baby.
Well, I always say if you enter the spread eagle, you'd like to have the 5 pin in the center there, and there's a good example why. Came in contact with a 5 and just kept moving everything to the left. And Mike is so shook up, he moved over to lane 29 and reset that machine instead.
Well, we're going to have to charge him for an extra box.
That's right. Oh, boy, everything's happening. Now, lane 30 didn't set up a full rack. Game's tough enough without setting up leaves like that.
What a great shot that was.
Off target, but gets a good break. 8-pin drop on that spare. Leaves himself the 6 and the 9. Couple pieces of wood. One of them's almost looking directly at him. And it cost him the shot. Capped the wood. Wood just removed the 6-pin, left the 9. Watch the ball. Brown doesn't do any damage at all and
hit both sidewalls and the curtain in the back. So the team of Morgan and Poulin, based on that terrific spare shot, take a 10-pin lead. And now Bruno DeFeo to try and answer. Half Worcester left. Okay, now would be the time that I would like to reveal why it is that we do these things the way we do.
Oh, I just figured it out.
Did you really?
Yeah, I just figured it out.
What is it?
Because that way, they can get up and start bowling on lane 30. Lane 29 might be still resetting.
Well, no, because if we did it the other way, it would still work out. It would just be the different lane resetting, that's all.
Right. So you don't have to wait. Oh, yeah. That's right. All right, what is...
That's a 10 for Bruno DeFeo.
This feels like Jeopardy. Final Jeopardy. You lose, Dan.
The reason is because as you just noticed, Bruno DeFeo now moving over to lane 29. He started on 30. Now this box is on 29. It's so that to the viewers at home, the bowlers move from left to right.
I see.
Just as they bowl the ball, because of the way our cameras are positioned, they are rolling the ball left to right. See, that's why.
It's about as clear as mud.
Well, because left to right being the natural order of things, that's why it is that way.
I see. So you have to do the opposite out here, so it'll look right on TV.
Exactly.
It's just a cosmetic reason then.
That's right. Bruno leaves 2 open frames, so that allows the team of Morgan and Poulin to hold on to their 9-pin lead. Remember, they trailed by 10 coming in.
Everybody's at home wondering, well, I'm glad he asked that stupid question and I didn't have to answer it.
Oh, I'll bet a lot of people at home figured it out. They just don't have the pressure, that you have when they're sitting at home watching. I mean, you have to worry about the computer and
these lights are hot.
Making sure everything's running okay here. I mean, it's tough for you to think about something else while all that's going on.
How come I don't get real sincere feeling out of you? 1, 2, and 10 left for Mike Poulin.
And he's waiting for that piece of wood because that could determine the shot.
While we're waiting, person I'd like to say hello to that watches the show every week, that's Jason Berrigan. I met his parents while I was vacationing last summer, and he bowls with the Merrimack Youth Group. He's from Nashua, New Hampshire. Nice try by Mike Poulin. So, Jason, keep watching.
How come you always meet these people when you're traveling and you never meet them when you're around here?
No, all of a sudden I have to start behaving myself on vacation. I can't, let my hair down and because somebody will be watching. Isn't that the guy that... I just say, who are you? I'm Doug Brown.
Oh, good. Mike back on the head pin, but look at the leave.
2, 4, 7 on the left and the 6 pin. I got a feeling he's going to make this.
Let's see.
Feeling kind of vanished. Mike thought so too. A little extra body English there. He slid another lane over to lane 28, hoping it was going to come back for him.
Yeah, he was trying to back that ball up a little bit, and it just faded a little bit too far to the left. So here's an opportunity for Steve Vadney.
Steve's right back in the pocket.
The 4-pin rocks, but stays up. And looks like he'll have no wood. Oh, no, it is going to hang around. And it's one of those agonizing pieces of wood that just doesn't want to seem to stop moving. And that's where it was.
See, what it did was try to distract Steve so it didn't hit one of his friends that was standing up, that 4-pin. And it worked. Sometimes when you're throwing a good ball, you just want to get up there and just keep firing away. And Steve had to wait that extra few seconds and possibly could have lost his concentration.
4 horsemen with the 7-pin.
Steve Vadney and Bruno have yet to mark in the second game. Came in leading by 10, 132 opening game for them, 122 for Mike Poulin and Mike Morgan. The only noise has been Poulin and Morgan, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, spare, strike, spare.
Mike Morgan now for the final 2 of game 2.
The 6-pin. and all kinds of help.
Yes. For the spare for Mike.
115 through 9 with the bonus ball coming.
I want to mention that the finals for this series, the final roll-off that is, held at the Dover Bowl in Dover, New Hampshire, thanks to Mark Bowen and Mike Downs, Debbie and the gang over there for their help in preparing this series for us here on Stars and Strikes.
Four horsemen.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Mike's going to finish with a flurry.
Made that look easy.
121 in the 9th. There you see the replay of the four horsemen. 131 in the 10th. Plus this ball.
An 8 fill and a 139 for a two-game total of 261 for Mike Morgan and Mike Poulin. And some work to do here for Bruno DeFeo.
Absolutely. Box is completed. They're down by 18. 28 in this game. 18 overall, and they're opposite two spares.
Boy, you wonder how the 5-pin just stayed there. Everything else either in the pit or in the right side channel. And Bruno's right on it for the spare in the 9th. He could put another one here in the 10th, and could be two very important marks. That's the first mark for the team here in this second game.
Well, he's opposite a spare 6, so anything over 6 he can cut into the lead somewhat, but he's still going to have to post another one in the 10th. A little full, and he's going to get just 6. But a makeable spare leave. Actually, he could almost play this on the inside of the 3-pin and have the ball carry him off into the wood next to this 4-7. Regardless, he has to have the 3-pin.
No. So, Mike Poulin and Mike Morgan will have a lead of more than 20. And let's wait. It'll be a 9-box for Bruno, a 102 and a 234 two-game total for DeFeo and Vadney. So the difference is 27 with Mike Poulin and Mike Morgan in the lead. We've got one game to go to decide it. And who was this, by the way? Dottie Larick will know now never to give the crew a high school picture again. That's Dottie Larick, our scorekeeper. We'll be back with a third game in a minute. She's hiding.
Your Total Auto Parts Connection and Motorcraft quality parts are teaming up to offer you total tune-up values, such as Motorcraft spark plugs at just $1.19 each, Motorcraft oil change packs, 5 quarts of oil, and filter for only $8.94. Make sure you have the starting power you need this winter with a Motorcraft 50-month battery for just $44.95 with $5 cash back, or 60-month battery for $49.95 with $7 cash back. Stop in today at the Total Auto Parts Connection in Massachusetts or Southern New Hampshire.
Here they come, Pinky. Look at them all.
Every weekend, hundreds of them come to the Grandview Flea Market looking for bargains.
And there's bargains on everything. Clothing, car radios, antiques, TVs, stoves.
And don't forget about the new building where you'll find the lowest prices around on new and used furniture.
And the bargains on ice skates, wicker baskets, jewelry, baseball cards.
You can do all your shopping right at the Grandview Flea Market. Open every Saturday and Sunday, junction of Route 28 and Route 28 bypass in Derry.
And the bargains on bunk beds, plants, comic books, video games, yo-yos, lawnmowers.
The Hurlburt family has been selling Nissans in New England for over 20 years. They're renowned for having a dealership with a family atmosphere.
I'm Jeff Hurlburt. When you come to our dealership, not only will you see great cars like this all-new 93 Altima, but we'll sell you a car for a price the other dealers wouldn't dream of.
I'm Roy. We also have an outstanding inventory of used cars, including trucks, vans, four-wheel drives, and utility vehicles.
I'm Paul. Thanks to everyone who's bought from us, and I hope more of you come see us soon.
Hurlburt Nissan, both sides of the Epping Road in Exeter.
A powerful new invention leads to a startling discovery.
I have reason to believe the exocomps are alive.
But a crisis will force Data to choose between man and machine.
Doctor, the station must be evacuated. Prepare for emergency transport.
I have locked out the controls.
Will he sacrifice his own captain to protect a new life form?
You release that transporter lockout now! Cannot do that, sir.
On an all-new episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Tonight at 6 on WNDS.
Steve Vadney to lead off game 3, and he and his partner Bruno DeFeo have 27 pins to make up. Right on the head pin, leaves the 4. Dottie Larick recently attended her 25th high school reunion from Nashua High. Made the mistake of bringing her high school picture to the taping here, and the crew got a hold of it, and well, you know what happened after that. Used to see Dottie on camera, but with the advent of computer scoring and so on, the only people that see Dottie now are the people who are here live. Only a 5 fill for Steve on the spare. Oh, almost. So 24 in the opening 2 for Vadney and DeFeo.
Well, a double pinochle. With a trump card in front of the 6-10.
You know, the funny thing is, I never learned even how to play pinochle. I have no idea how to play that game.
I don't either. I just know
I wonder if
there's a lot of
anybody.
cards.
I wonder if anybody plays it anymore. It's kind of an old game. So not many people play bridge anymore either.
No.
10 for Mike Poulin in the first.
Well, the 2, 4, and 7 left for Mike. Got some help in between the 2, 4. No problem.
Spare in the second. Bruno DeFeo, tough split. Had this shot once before.
I'm gonna try to split the 3-6. Doesn't have the wood this time.
Oof.
Practically the same place he put the ball last time too.
It's very close. And winds up with a 7 box. That does not help the cause. Big 9 drop, leaving the 5 pin again. That's the second time in this game that Bruno and Steve have had solid pocket hits and left the 5 pin.
Getting to the point in the match now that he can't afford to miss any of these legitimate spare leaves. He's right on the 5 pin.
For a spare in the 4th, mark number 7 for the team. Poulin and Morgan have 10, and they also have the lead in the match. By 23 right now, plus whatever Mike throws on this fill ball. Off target. Just 3.
Well, I'm sure Bruno and Steve are thankful for that.
And now he's got the triangle remaining. And it'll be a 9. So now the lead is 28 through the 3rd, as you see, but the spare up for DeFeo and Vadney. This could be a critical box right here.
little light on the 1-2, but I think it was that bad a ball. Leaves himself the triangle, or actually the diamond, 3, 5, 6, 9, but also has the 7-pin.
It'll look great if it goes. Not to be. And a 9 box. We will take a timeout, and when we come back, Steve Vadney will be filling that spare in the 4th, and this thing is not over yet, although there's still 27 pins down. Don't go away.
I'm not a real handyman myself, so I wanted to go to the place where the contractors went. And then I went to Somerville Lumber, because I figured if they got their stuff there, that was a good place to start. And I discovered that I couldn't beat their prices for all the materials I got. And on top of that, they delivered it for free. So they saved me money. They saved me time. They saved me aggravation. They saved me a whole lot of anxiety. If you want to get it done right and get it done right the first time, you go to Somerville Lumber.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rich Little as Little Bo Peep. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep, and my staff can't find them. I'm selling Tri-State Megabucks tickets. Please go out and buy some.
A beautiful resuscitation.
The man is an incredible talent.
Get your Tri-State Megabucks tickets today. You could be rich for just a little.
New WMVU Regional Talk Radio. Starting every morning with Jack Baldwin. Continued talk. Middays on Close-Up. Afternoons with John Moran. Complete regional talk. Interact with the community. Call the talk line at 883-9900. The most extensive news coverage in the area. At the top and the bottom of every hour. News Talk 900. The region, the nation, the world. Complete regional talk. Tune in and get involved. Call the talk line at 883-9900. News Talk 900.
WMVU. Don't reinvent the wheel. Let Ford Credit put you behind the wheel with their convenient red carpet lease plan that was designed to get you going in the new Ford of your choice.
Right now, lease a Ford Taurus GL sedan or wagon for as low as $199 per month. Offer good through 11/30/92 at Gladstone Ford.
Get fast, convenient, affordable leasing with a red carpet lease plan. Ford Credit gets you going.
Available at Gladstone Ford, Route 102, Londonderry, New Hampshire.
Well, crucial ball in this match right now. Steve Vadney working on the spare in the 4th. It's almost imperative that he has a good fill and puts another mark up.
Comes up a little short on the head pin, but it could have been worse.
Fill isn't bad. Can't afford to miss the head pin with this ball. Makeable spare, 1, 2, 10. Now he's to the left.
Nine box for Steve. 5 boxes remaining now for the team of Vadney and DeFeo. Gary Carrington and Joe Ashline standing by to be in the finals next Sunday at 5 o'clock here on Stars and Strikes Doubles.
Steve just walked that 5-pin over, didn't knock it down.
Of course, don't forget, at noon, ooh, my. Knocked the piece of wood out, nothing else. Next Sunday at 12 noon, it'll be the finals of our singles series at noon. And then next Sunday at 5, we'll be here for the championship match here on Stars and Strikes Doubles. One of these two teams will be there against Gary Carrington and Joe Ashline.
Well, 2 open frames. Mike Poulin was to put 2 marks up here. It's going to be awful tough to catch. Well, he wants the wood to stop, and it does. Looks like he's going to take the piece of wood to the left and sweep it right across.
You see what Mike sees, and he played the wood a little too high. looking to get a little farther left to try and sweep it all over. Now he may try the piece of wood in front. He does for the 10-pin. 10 box. I wonder if that would have worked to begin with.
I think it probably would have, but the best shot was the one that he played. He just missed the shot entirely.
And Mike pulls that one to the right. Well, if he does not put a mark up here, this match will still be in doubt going down to the final 4. And there will be no mark in the 6th.
Can gain a few and count because they're opposite just the 6th frame that Steve Vadney put up in the 6th. He'll gain 4 big ones. Makes a 25-pin advantage now for Poulin and Morgan. Final 4 frames, final 2 for Bruno.
Yep, we're into the last rotation now. 2 boxes remain for each bowler.
Oh boy. The 3 and the 9. These are the 2 pins you knock out when you have a half Worcester to the right. Seems like it's awful easy when you get 10 pins up there. Let's see when you got just those 2 pins.
Nope. And that's what usually happens. The losing team on today's show will share 3rd place prize money of $250. The winners, of course, move on. And it's beginning to look like Bruno and Steve have to catch fire here with strikes here in the end. And it's just not happening.
25 pins, they're 3 big marks away. So I would almost think that Bruno would have to convert this for a spare.
Well, it's beginning to look like for the 7th week in a row here on Stars and Strikes Doubles, we will not have a team win 2 matches in a row.
Certainly looking that way.
Mike Morgan is all over the head pin, kicks out the 7, and he's got a spare leave. And he converts. And that may just about do it right there.
Ups the lead to 26 plus the ball that he'll deliver right now. So you're right, it's going to push it up over 30 with 2 frames remaining. Three, 9, and the 7-pin. A couple pieces of wood, one in between the 3, 9, one out in front. It's going to go right at the pins and get just the 3 pins.
Well, going into the final 2 then, the lead is 33. Means if Steve Vadney were to strike out, Mike Poulin could still win it with 1 mark. Spare in the 9th for Steve. But now he needs strikes. Missing the head pin. And a 9 box for a 106, 3-string total of 340, so it is all over. Mike Poulin and Mike Morgan will win it. And we're running a little bit late on time, so as Mike Poulin finishes up, we will take a break, come back with the final score, and chat with the bowlers and more here on Stars and Strikes Doubles in a minute.
The
WNDS Volunteer of the Month is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Hampshire, offering New Hampshire Solutions, new quality health benefit programs for groups with 2 or more employees. Ginger Chandler's staunch support of the YWCA exemplifies the true spirit of volunteerism. As a motivating force behind the YW's annual campaign, she devotes countless hours to special programs and fundraisers. Ginger Chandler has helped the YWCA become an effective leader in the Manchester community, and Blue Cross Blue Shield is proud to recognize her efforts.
Dick Clark for Wish 99.5.
Starting your day off right can make all the difference. A relaxing cup of coffee and the soft favorites of yesterday and today on Wish 99.5 FM. Wish plays the artists you love: Barbra Streisand, Phil Collins, Whitney Houston. Songs that'll get your day off to a great start and keep you going all day long. So remember, every morning, turn on Wish 99.5 FM.
And welcome back to the Londonderry Bowling Center. We have completed our semifinal match here on Stars and Strikes Doubles. And just to catch up on the score, let's get back to the computer so you can see how Mike Poulin finished that up with the spare in the 9th, the 113, and the 3-string total of 374 for Mike Poulin and Mike Morgan. So let's welcome up now our runners-up for this week, Steve Vadney and Bruno DeFeo. We have checks to pass out for you guys. Third place, $250 that you will share, and our congratulations. It just didn't seem to happen this time. Mike got off to a good second game on you, and that was probably the difference.
Yeah, it was, because, we both well, in the first string, but the second string, we just fell apart. Couldn't do nothing right, punched, didn't do nothing right, so took advantage of it.
Seemed like every time you needed something big to happen, you got one of those leaves that's just impossible to make.
Yeah, I had, like I say, 10 open boxes in the second game. I had one 9-pin drop that, when I looked at it the first time, it was wired with a piece of wood, and then I looked, and it was rolling back, and it seemed like an hour wait there, and yanked the ball.
Well, we appreciate you both coming by, and hopefully we'll see you again later in the season. Thanks very much. Bruno and Steve, thanks very much. Congratulations. And Mike, come on up. the two Mikes, Mike Poulin, and over on the far left, Mike Morgan. And well, I guess it's nice to bowl the last box anyway, knowing that it's all set. But it was a close match. It was kind of in doubt even right till the end.
Yeah, we weren't taking anything for granted. Stevie had a tough one, but it was a good match.
Next week now you got Gary Carrington and Joe Ashline coming in. Those guys tend to bowl together quite a bit, so they probably make a pretty good team.
Well, let's put it this way. We hit 374. I don't think we'll be winning the thing, But, we did what we had to do. Mike got us out of the gate, and, there's a couple tough leaves down there. Yep. And, we got a couple in a row, big fills. And, get up 20 pins, it makes it tough.
Good luck next week, guys. Championship match. We'll see you then. Thanks very much. All right, Michael and Michael, thanks a lot. And let's bring Dan Murphy back in here and get you up to date now. Show you at least what's happening next week. We're left with our top 2 seeded teams as Mike Poulin and Mike Morgan make it a victory over DeFeo and Vadney, and I guess that's the good news for them. The bad news is, as they go into next week's match against Gary Carrington and Joe Ashline, we're still waiting for a team to win 2 matches in a row this year here on Stars and Strikes Doubles.
Well, if I was Mike and Mike, I'd be feeling good about that because odds are in their favor that somebody's going to do it, and why not them?
All right, well, we hope that you'll be joining us next Sunday afternoon here on The Winds. Remember, it's championship week at 12 noon on Stars and Strikes in singles, and then again at 5 o'clock next Sunday afternoon here on Stars and Strikes Doubles. Until then, for Dan Murphy and the whole crew, Doug Brown, have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye from Derry.
Tonight at 8 on Movie Watch, John Wayne stars in the best Western ever made, John Ford's Stagecoach. Tonight at 8 on Movie Watch. And coming up next...